thinking that, South? Tell us what's going on.
A lot. For one, I ran this thing so low on fuel that I was stressing out that I'd be able to get back to town at all. And then I noticed when we were out there that the tire had a bulge in it. It was delaminating. So we figured, of course, that we would deal with it later. And on the drive back, the tire started losing air pressure. We were watching it drop. It was down in the 20s, then the teens, then to 10. Got down to 10 and it held for us till we got to the gas station here. But now we're struggling. This thing's over-engineered, how to release a spare tire. I don't know, maybe we gotta pull the manual out and figure out which end of this thing goes in there.
Fuck that, we're men. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No manuals allowed.
Don't ask for...
You guys change tires as good as you hunt?
Probably a little bit better on the tires than the hunting part. This is what we do for fun.
Hey guys, it's coming down, so hurry up.
Shit.
You look like you need a dessert. I'm gonna run grab you a dessert.
How about a gallon of ice cream?
Yep.
That'll work.
Fine.
Perfect.
I slept good. You could tell too, because we woke up, lights were on, everybody's moving around. I'm like, huh. Hope we slept in, Scott.
We're down to the level of ground blind hunting. I guess this thing's been getting a lot of traffic, so we got in here a little bit late, but Will's gonna go up on the hill and try and film, and then I got a camera in the blind, and hopefully we get something to come in. We're gonna sit all day and see what happens.
So we're on day 3, about 8 o'clock in the morning, and we got south over a water hole, and we came up on the mountain to overlook everything, to be a spotter. We have a 360 degree to where we can see all the way around him to warn him if anything's coming in, and it's starting to warm up. It's like 19 degrees now. Hopefully over the water something will come in for him so we can go away a winter, huh? Dumbasses. eyes on him. Yeah, I hit him a little bit low, a little bit far back, maybe just under the liver. Yeah, I see him here. Boy, I caught him real low. Hey, Leonard, can you still see him?
We have him.
So I just had a buck come in straight up right at 1 o'clock. Bunch of does and a buck. And 25-yard shot. And because of that, how low this blind is, I over-camped my bow, which makes you shoot more to the right. And I know that, but I didn't take it into account when I shot. And I hit lower, a little bit lower than I intended, and definitely more to the right. So I caught him a little bit far back towards the bottom of the rib cage. I saw him bleeding, you know, as he left out there. He got out on the far side of the fence line there, and Leonard is spotting up on top of a knoll behind me, and he said they watched him go into a patch of brush, real thick patch, with some does, and said the does came out and the buck didn't, and the does were looking back, you know, to why he wasn't following them. So I'm hoping that he just beds up and passes, you know, away in there, and so, you know, relatively soon. But we're gonna give him some time, because I know I didn't hit him real well, not near as well as I'd like to, but hopefully got a fatal arrow in him. Thoroughly checking out this blind. Did you shoot it on its? Yeah, it was less than ideal. And he jumped the string on me to boot, but I think he actually helped me out when he jumped the string. Yeah, I think we've got about 5 hours from the time that I hit him until dark, and that should be plenty of time. And I don't want to let him sit overnight because there's just so many coyotes. No, I think you're playing it smart by leaving it for a couple hours or whatever, but he definitely was hurt. Should have at this range. Well, let's go back, sit tight here so we don't booger him out. So Leonard and Wes are up on top of that knoll right up here behind me, and they've been watching, this whole water hole here, so they know where that buck is right out here in front of us, less than 100 yards from where we're at right now.
All right, this has been pretty intense. Aron has been in this blind all morning, and I've watched these deer work over the period of, I mean, it's been a couple, 2-3 hours, covering a couple hundred, probably 200-300 yards. This buck, he's a pretty decent 4x4, and then there's a small 2-point in there. But this big buck has been chasing these does around like crazy, and I watched him probably 40 yards from the blind lay down twice in bed for a second, but it's just on the side that Aron can't see. You can tell they're thirsty, they're headed to water, but they are cautious. Hopefully anytime they start making their way out and get brave enough to go take a drink of water. These deer are nervous.
Ten-4. Still hasn't moved. It's only been 35 minutes since I shot him. Feels like it's been 6 hours. The waiting part sucks. Time's passing slower now than when I was sitting in the ground blind. But that's how it is when you are waiting on the recovery part. It takes forever. They said that Snyder's been watching. He's got a 2-point and a 4-point that's coming into his water. They've been watching it for quite a while, so hopefully it's a 4x4 like this. Not that I'd wish ill upon my fellow bow hunter.
You can't make me laugh, man. The camera shakes.
We're 650 yards away from you. Dude, that was something else, huh?
I'm telling you, I didn't know what direction they come into, but they were like maybe like your 10 o'clock area, kind of. That's where I saw the cluster of it, and I didn't see the buck itself. And then I saw the dust fly, and then right out, I'm like, no way did I just go from here to here.
They came in, like we're facing the feeder, or the water trough.
Yeah.
It was out in front of us. They came in from behind us to the right.
Okay, that's what.
And we heard, in the fence, it's like a cow was pushing on it.
Yeah.
But then I heard like hooves hit the ground.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, a deer just jumped the fence. And then I look and I see a doe come walking out, and then a yearling. And I was like, I better grab my bow just in case. And then, was there 3 does and a buck?
No, there was like 4.
Okay.
4.
Well, I think it was another doe come out, and then the buck came out. And was like, oh man, all right.
When he ran off, he went up over the fence, and once he hit, he went in behind the wood, like that stack of junipers or whatever.
Yeah.
He got in behind that, head down, back up, mouth is straight open.
Yeah.
And that's where he stayed. You could see him at that point.
Yeah, I could see him kind of through the branches of the couple little short trees in front of us there. Yeah. And then I saw he did walk around a little bit like that he was there for a few minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then he finally turned and walked off into the brush there. Yeah. I mean, I wish it was a cleaner shot, but I blew it on my end. That ground blind's so short.
Yeah.
And with the way the window was, I mean, I should have pulled it down earlier. I actually had to go out and lower the top strand of the barbed wire fence there because it was in my line of sight. But to clear that window, the bottom of the window, and not hit the top of the blind with my upper limb, I had to cant the bow more than I normally do, which makes it shoot further to the right. And I didn't compensate for that, just blanked out, and didn't compensate. That's why I hit him further back. And he also partially jumped the string on me.
Really?
And then I just shot low.
And then I think I hit him just a few inches up from the bottom there.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I didn't get very far up into the body cavity, but it seemed like it was enough that it's causing him some problems. So,
Like that, with the wind going this way. See it?
Gained a little weight on this one.
Oh man.
those little spikes, when they came in, they were super jittery.
Yeah.
And that 4-point, when he came in, he just plunk, stuck his face in the water. Just a shot replay makes me really nervous, but I'm always it's funny, I'm a perpetual optimist about pretty much everything in life, but when I hit an animal, I'm like a total pessimist.
Yeah.
Right above him. I don't know if he's gonna be able to get a shot or not. They must be able to smell him. I can hear him blowing from here.
Caught an ear twitch, and then if you want to take a look through the spotting scope, okay, if you go from that corner,
I got you.
yeah, there she just popped out in the opening to the right.
Yeah, you gotta come in for water.
Hopefully they don't get him up as they're walking through there. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping as well. This buck is he's a dandy, and he's just on the other side of the fence right now. Oh, he is wide. You're not gonna, well, I'd imagine you know how hard I'm kicking myself right now, considering the buck that I shot's probably around 140. This guy's a heck of a lot better. Ooh, dang.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hell of a frame.
Mm-hmm.
But if we'd have seen like trail camera pictures of that deer hitting it every day, it would have been like, oh yeah.
Yeah, 440.
We're waiting.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's head down there and get my slippers on, grab my bow, and hopefully do a recovery. Hopefully this is overkill. Hopefully this buck is already dead. But since we don't know, we're gonna play it safe. Looks like we might have some lung blood. See all those bubbles in it right there? It's kind of frothy from lung blood, and then there's a good trail right here. You have onyx, right? Yeah, it veered off to the right. We're going directly away from the knob that you're glassing on right now.
kind of got our butt kicked today in a good way. We sat in a ground blind. We had Scotti back on hillside up there and Will on this hill, and it didn't matter much because service sucked, but I had a 6 or a 7x4 come in, well, 2 times that I know of. Will said he came in 3 right behind the blind between 15 and 18 yards and it was rough. I was almost wishing I wouldn't have looked through the window and seen him because he was that close, but there's a big limb, a cedar limb in the way, and I couldn't have made the shot. I mean, I might have hit him, but it wouldn't have been a shot I really wanted to take. But it was cool seeing him. I guess Scotti said he got with another buck, and there was another forking horn in there too. They were just down the road, so hopefully we can come back here in the morning and get on him and get him in front of us. Yeah, it was an exciting day.
Yeah, there's he's picked another one up. They're just right down there right now.
Are they really? Is he a little fork horn or is it a bigger one?
He's picked up another bigger 4-point.
Well, maybe tomorrow, huh?
Thought we was gonna get it done.
Well, we've gone a little less than half a mile, probably 4/10 of a mile, something like that. And it's 6 o'clock at night, going by flashlight. And we're gonna go ahead, turn around and go back and let this buck sit overnight. It's plenty cold, he's not gonna spoil. I'm a little worried about coyotes, the potential for that. But what I'm more worried about is if we came up on him in his bed and bumped him and then he just ran. So I don't want that to happen. So we're gonna go ahead and pull out, come back in the morning and finish this job here.
Getting ready to sit in the blind again. It's our second day in the blind. We had a bunch of deer come in yesterday. One really good buck, but he didn't get to where I could get a shot. So we're gonna sit here 10, 11 hours again today. Hopefully they come in. We're getting an earlier start at it, so hopefully that'll help out. A little warmer, so hopefully nobody freezes to death.
Morning, day 4. We're back in here. I left that buck last night about 4/10 of a mile from where I'd hit him, and I just figured that the blood's getting a little harder to find by flashlight, and it's going into some grass, and I thought that it would just be smarter to wait in case we bump that deer up, in case it still had some life in it, which I doubt it, but I'd rather give it the extra time. It was plenty cool last night, and so I'm not too concerned about meat loss. More, I mean, if that happens, it's going to be from a coyote, I think. But I just didn't want to bump into that deer in the event that it was still alive last night. So I felt like the responsible thing to do was just wait till the morning. And so we're back with some more help, and we're going to go back in there and try and find them here.
got another shot. I don't know if that one hit, but one of them did hit. And then he jumped the fence and kind of came this way a little ways. He stopped, stayed there for a minute behind a cedar. I couldn't see him, and then he came out and stopped again. I could tell he was hurt, and he wasn't moving very much. He just stood for a minute. The only problem is that Aron saw a coyote running in. I haven't seen it yet, but hopefully that coyote doesn't come in and spook that deer and cause him to take off. We'll see what happens.
There's that spot right there.
I had a buck come in, and I took a shot, and I hit the roof of the blind pretty badly. And was not the best shot in the world after that, but it looked like I hit it kind of low and back, cornering up. But there's good blood coming through here, and he may not have gone as far as I was thinking. We'll see. We're gonna pull out of here. Come back in a few hours. It looks good right here. He wasn't doing very well when he was walking, but it would have been nice to watch him tip over. But, yeah. Dang.
Yeah, this is good.
This is way better.
Well, first time he's bedded down. The blood's been getting harder and harder to find. And before it was like a drip every 3 feet or so. Now we've been going 50 yards between decent spots of blood with nothing but tracks in between. So it's been a lot of wandering here trying to find. This is not reassuring, but I like the fact that he bedded down, though I wish he wouldn't have got up.
Hopefully he'll just be right up that drainage. It's pretty hard to track. There's a lot of cattle in here too, so once you lose blood, you're kind of forced to just grid, but at least we knew he went this direction.
I mean, he could have side hill around that deal.
We spent 5 hours searching after the last spot of blood was found in the deer bed. After we lost the last tracks in a grassy field, Leonard climbed to a high point where he could glass for ravens and coyotes, while I returned to the water hole, hoping that by some slim chance he would circle back and return for a drink. but it was not to be. Now, instead of recovering the buck, all I could do was pray that my shot missed any vitals and the deer would recover. I think I can speak for Aron as well as myself. Much more than any competition, our goal was to introduce people to the challenge and intrigue of the world of traditional bow hunting. Instead, our hunt showed some of the challenges that hunting with the traditional bow can present. This, of course, could have resulted regardless of weapon choice, but that knowledge is little consolation.